daughter is kidnapped. The police can do nothing about it.
You don't realize the size of the job. Remember what the country's like around here? Maybe absolutely anywhere. For all we know, they could be across the border by now.
Well, okay, it's a big job. So why don't you tackle it in a big way? Get out to the chief.
Just remember, this isn't a kidnapping. She went off with him entirely of her own accord, and half the town were witnesses. I get out to the state capitol and say a young woman's gone off with the wrong man, send an army to find him, they'll laugh their heads off.
But with a man like Anacleto, surely that you...
Father, you're not going to start criticizing. If there's one person responsible, it's yourself. If I'd had my way, Anacleto would never have been allowed back in this town.
Bless you. Say a prayer for me, too.
Father. If a man confesses his sins, that confession can never be used against him. Or repeated to anyone else, can it?
You know that.
Then I have some sins to confess, Father.
You don't come to me only to confess your sins, but to seek absolution. I can't absolve you of sins for which you're not truly repentant.
But isn't it your business to hope? Always to hope that I may be truly repentant? That you could save a soul? Even a soul like mine?
Father, I've committed a terrible sin. I've taken a woman away from the man she loved.
Yes.
But the man she loved was somebody she couldn't marry.
Why not?
Because he was a priest. Does that make what I've done better or worse?
This is not a matter of confessional. If you wish to say any more about it, you can speak to me in the sacristy.
You're a very innocent and modest man, Father. But even so, have you never really noticed the girls in love with you? The moment I read that letter, I knew who the beloved was. It wasn't me. Read it again someday and you'll see.
Then why did she go away with you?
Because I was the only one that knew her secret. And when she found, as I knew she would, that she couldn't let you marry her to another man, she turned to me for help.
Where is she now?
She's quite safe. Quite safe. She'll come to no harm. At least not through me.
What do you mean by that?
Well, she's quite desperately in love with you. I'm afraid she might harm herself.
Then bring her back.
I doubt if I could persuade her to come back.
I don't know what you're getting at. Say it and have done with it.
Well, if you were prepared to tell your congregation that they had misjudged me, it would give me much more confidence to talk to this foolish girl.
I see. And what would that amount to?
Well, the same as with Father Gomez. It was a very happy arrangement.
Do you really imagine if I told them that, people would believe that I meant it?
No. They'd realize you were saying those things because the church hadn't been able to help them after all.
poor Anacleto. I failed you completely.
Don't reproach yourself. All you've done is to prove to me that while the singer's good, the song is worthless.
Could there be any worse failure than that? You realize, don't you, that wherever you've taken her, the police are bound to find her.
I can only hope they'll be in time.
And if I felt it was better to sacrifice one young girl than the whole community.
One very special young girl. And one you would not sacrifice. Because you're in love with her. Think it over. But don't be too long.
Out on the mountain, he lay alone, alone in the wind on the mountain.
All right, I'll do it.
Good.
On one condition.
You're not in a position to bargain.
Take me to her now. Let me see her and talk to her. And then I'll do it.
You know, what you ask is not possible.
Why not? Why shouldn't you take me to her?
You're not realistic. That speech to the people comes first. And afterwards, if it's satisfactory, you may see her.
No. I must see her first. Otherwise, how do I know your story is true? How do I know she's even alive?
I am very sorry. But I cannot do it. Father. Well, if I did take you to see her, what guarantee have I got that you would fulfill your part of the bargain afterwards?
Only my word.
Well, if you break your word to me, you will cease to exist. As a priest and as a man.